So like I said, it's unusual for one of my videos, but we're doing this at home. Sorry about the echo, obviously in the kitchen. So someone's not happy I'm on the table here. So this is the loom, the engine loom. This is the glow plug loom that kind of, as you can see, it's literally just decayed, just left us with just the bare wires. So what I'm going to do is, these are on 12 volts through quite a big relay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to figure something out. I think I'm going to wrap these up in this insulation tape first. Then I'm going to use some wire and tape the wire to the shape so that they keep kind of their shape. And then I'm going to bulk it up with this this kind of insulation, then wrap up the insulation. So it kind of makes it look similar to what was there originally. Hopefully kind of bulk it up, like I said, and just make it look quite nice, hopefully. As you can see, literally just so let's get some normal insulation tape and insulate all these 12 volt bits. Yep, so I insulated those before we put the wire in, and it's shorting out. Okay, so that's all insulated now. Now I'm going to see, basically by the shape of it, that's what it should look like. So I'm just going to imitate that now with wire and tape the wire to it so it keeps its form. Okay, so this is what you see underneath. It doesn't look like much, but the next stage is now will be to wrap this stuff around it and then actually put the nice pretty stuff over it, and hopefully it'll start to take shape and you can see what I mean. So I've just done a bit here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It kind of looks a bit better. It doesn't look like the mist that's underneath it. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on and do the other three. Okay, so here's the finished product, guys. I think, if I say so myself, it looks pretty cool. It's kind of held its shape with that wire, and if you need to adjust it, it's adjustable. Do you know what I mean? If you need to make it, but it looks a lot neater, a lot safer than it was, because getting these repair looms, they seem to be really quite hard to get hold of. I just wrapped up a few things. There was a plug that was kind of breaking off, so I put a new one on. And those are kind of the bits that I took off. Give it a good clean, obviously, before you do this, otherwise the tape's not going to stick. So I gave it a good clean, degreased it all, and wired it all up. The little bracket, I'm just going to paint that up in black, so it just looks kind of stealth. So you're probably wondering what this is here in the corner. At the back here, this is for the airbox, but I'll show you in more detail what this is for. So let's move over back to the workshop now, fit this on, and I'll show you what that is. So back at the workshop, so this is the loom that you saw we done, and this is that little coupler that I've showed. So this, basically what this is the MS meter, the original one. I had the spare one. I have actually destroyed it. I tried to do something else, it didn't work. So what I've done is I've actually cut one end, cut the other end off, and bonded. I plastic welded it and also bonded the two ends together. The reason why I've done this, also that will kind of go into there, but that will go in once it's in the airbox, and I'll actually glue that on. So the reason why I've done that is because I'm using this later style airbox. The reason why I'm using it's got larger volume, and it's also got a larger hole there. So do you see? So now what I can do is I can fit this adapter on, and then, because obviously this is going to run mathless, and then just the pipe just goes on, and it's, you know, it's pretty, once that's actually pushed onto there, it'll work pretty cool. So I've bonded that on as well. So it's got the velocity stack on the inside. I've got this small little adapter that's on the outside. It's got a larger volume. So it looks pretty cool, pretty happy with that. So if we move over to the vehicle, we get some light on the situation. Bottom box, giving it a little bit of a clean already. So fitting this into location. It's always tricky, these Mark 3 airboxes, sliding them in. There we go, it wasn't so bad. Let's put these little clips on. And there you go, the intake pipes on the bench. That needs a bit of a clean, but just to show you guys. I think that looks pretty cool. And that's it. It just needs a little connector now to go from the 63 to the 70mm. Need to figure that out. So that's it, really. That's like 80% done, the intake. So that looks really, really quite cool. So it's like a proper OEM plus. The only thing I will do to the bottom half of this airbox is this snorkel is quite small, and from inside another airbox, this velocity stack, it's actually the same size or similar size to there. I'm thinking about just cutting it here and potentially just kind of bonding that on, so it's kind of a larger, so it still fits through, still gets cold air from the wing, but just larger, so it's not like a restriction. So that's probably the next thing I'm going to do. I don't like drilling holes in the airboxes and stuff, but yeah, I'm thinking about either putting this on or probably removing that and actually putting it straight at the front like this behind the headlight, or a slightly larger one. I'm still undecided yet, but I think for the time being I'll leave it as it is, and then maybe later on in the project I might get round to actually doing this. But as it is, that's really, really cool, because the larger volume, I think this is actually off the 3.5 Bosch later type, which has got like a MAF sensor in it. It's normally got a hole here for the EGR air pump that goes on the side there. That's been obviously all covered up and stuff and removed. So it's kind of a modified airbox. Yep, really quite happy with that, proper OEM plus. Okay, so let's move on now. Put this wiring loom. So actually, before I put the wiring in and go too deep into this, actually might be a good idea to fit on the oil feed, the turbo oil feed pipe. So I'm just gonna get some new washers as well. Yeah, got some new fresh washers. I didn't get the gloves, as you can see. Just so kind of eager to get this more and more built up. That's it, nice little nip on it. That's it now. Just go fit so I can carry on now with just getting the wiring done at the front here, because they do kind of cover it up a bit. So here's the pipe, giving it a good rub down and a good clean, and primed it. So put some paint on it. So now I have to figure out which way is the neatest way for this to go on. So again, given this a clean, I was going to actually paint it, but this is actually an earthing point, so maybe it's not a good idea actually painting it, because you end up just isolating it from the block and you have bad earth problems. So I've just given it a really good clean. Got some nice new 10mm to put on there, all anodized. Looking good and fresh. It's all about the freshness. Most important bit, the earths. And that's it. Just need the locking bit. Not on there, but I can actually put some of these connectors on here now, tidy it all up. So I've done the fuel lines as well. So I've just used the original lines, put some new pipes on it, some new clips. I found this, I think this is a Mark IV, this little kind of, this holder. There's one missing off the time got cover. Let me see if I can go to scrapyard, see if I can find one of these. This intake pipe, I'll start cleaning it up, and on closer inspection, don't know if you get to see, it's got a little, where it's been rubbing up against something, it's got a hole there. So I'm going to see if I can source a better condition one of these, or maybe even new. I'll check if there's anything on eBay with a part number. So all the fuel lines are done now, which is really, really cool. Like you saw, I've done the oil feed for the turbo, so the oil feed and the return is done. That's a turbo done. Started on the coolant lines, the wiring's done. I'm missing a little clip here, which I'm gonna fit that on there soon. I still need to do this starter motor. So when I go to the scrapyard, I've got a bit of a list, which is a plug, a pipe, this little clip on here, and I think that's it really. I've got also pushed the wiring through against the bulkhead, got a new windscreen, also got a new expansion bottle, waiting on a new cap to come from the dealer. Also I fitted all these little grommets that were missing. There's a front panel and intercooler, and see if we can get this intercooler to fit. Okay, so the first bit of cutting, probably going to cut these little lugs off on both sides and see if I can just fit it so it fits in between these 2 points here, because I don't want to trim this down. This is where the cross member bolts onto, so I don't want to weaken this. So let me just cut these lugs off. Binder, just trimmed off this little bit along here. And let's test fit again. Okay, so this is where it stands with a bit of trimming. Then we stand back so you get a bit of perspective. I think that was pretty cool. I can't really get it in any higher. One, because it might actually touch the grill, because I know the grill sits quite close to here. So hopefully that'll clear the grill. And also these pipes, I mean, it could go up a little bit higher on this side. I mean, it's not a great angle. It's gonna have to kind of do like a 120 to go back that way. On this outlet here, it's pretty perfect. Again, it could actually come up maybe about 10 mil. Let me see. Let me get the cross panel on, and then just see if the front bumper fits, what that looks like, or if it's going to hang out below the front bumper. Okay, so after loads of trimming, and then trimming some more, and trimming back and back, and trimming off loads of plastic, and some of the front panel. I mean, God knows why VW on the Mark II and the Mark III never put the radiators square on. They always put them at this angle. So one side it fits perfectly, the other side it's quite tight. I mean, I was going to cut this out anyway, so it gets airflow through there. So finally got it on, trimming it off. It's quite close, as you can see, but it just needs one final trim to give me a bit of clearance, because I don't like it resting. So I just need to trim this bit back a little bit, and just around here the bottom bit's fine. It's got about 3 or 4 mil gap, that's fine. give it a bit of play. I've just made up a little aluminium bracket just quickly to hold it on there, but I'll make one out of steel for here, and for this one I'll probably use this coming through there. Actually, I'll just weld on something here so that screws onto there, and I'll make something else that comes off there, like an L bracket, and the same with this one as well, so it's held on all 4 places. So now's the moment of truth. Let's see if the bumper fits. I mean, it looks pretty good actually, quite like that. Looks very OEM. Let's just see if the bumper fits. So as you just saw, that's a resounding no. That isn't gonna fit. It hangs down way too low. Don't know what I was thinking. There's no way. I mean, I can raise it up maybe before it hits this beam. Not very far. I mean, it's not even gonna fit over that. So no, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work at all. So that's a resounding no for this. So, whew, that's a disappointment. That doesn't work. I'm gonna have to try and sort something else. So that concludes this episode, or this video for today's video. Please subscribe, support the channel, ding-a-ling-a-ling, click the notification bell, and let's see if I can work out a size to fit an intercooler on the front of this Mark III. Cheers.